Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh, and today I'm going to show you how to select different sprites for your characters in RPG developer BAKIN using the asset picker. There are a couple of different ways to do this, so I'll cover the one that most people are likely to run into first, which is during the Create Your Game wizard included with the top menu of BAKIN, and then I'll show you how to do it after we're in the editor. So we're just going to go ahead and create a brand new game, and I don't really care about the project basics because this is just an example, and you can select normal or simple. The difference being simple is going to come with the bare minimum assets. I'll select simple first and show you what the amount of assets looks like. We'll go to next and we can see two sections here under player settings for main cast. Now cast does refer to your playable characters, and cast is also a term that is applied to the NPCs and monsters in the game as well. So you're going to have NPC casts, enemy casts, and the like. We're going to select the graphics for our main cast, and that means our very first main character by default that we start with. You can select a 4 moving image and a 4 layout image, and these things should correspond with one another. The 4 moving image is the actual sprite, aka the sprite sheet graphic that is walking around your maps, and the 4 layout image is more used for things like dialogues, pause menus, and the like. It is the bust or full body character graphic. So let's just double click anywhere in the 4 moving box, and we are presented with the asset picker. The asset picker will always start us in a top level environment here when we are creating a game, but we can drill down to the subfolder. Now we have our center pane, and we can see that we are in the 3D stamps, 2D stamps folder, the reserved subfolder, and we can click on the subfolder to expose its contents on the right, and we can double click it in order to expand folders that it contains and view those as well. We're looking for 2D casts, so let's double click on 2D casts and then hero casts, and then we can click on the available resources here. When you drill down to the actual resource and not a folder, you can see a preview of that resource on the right hand side of the screen. Under the rendering stamp preview, we can actually take a great look at our sprite before we select it. You can pan the camera around by clicking the middle mouse button and dragging, and you can rotate the camera to get all of the angles of your sprite. Take a good look at all of it by right-clicking and dragging. You can check the View Collision option to see what this sprite's default collider will look like, and here we can see that its default collider will be the shape of a capsule, and you can also choose the different animations just to see what they look like on this sprite. No matter which one you choose, we're just looking at previews here. He will be put into the game with the correct walk action, run actions, and so on, and this is because of how they are named. The engine will always be looking for the names on these sprite sheets to determine what the context is when it is using the different sprite sheets. We can also see some properties of this sprite over to the right, but here they are read-only. Once we've opened this up in the engine and we're in the editor proper, we'll be able to change these properties. But we can either double-click on Hero A or go down to the bottom right of the screen and click Add and Exit, and it will select that sprite for our walking image. For layout, we'll just double-click in that box. That'll bring us back to the asset picker. We're in a slightly different folder now. We are in the Images and Textures folder, and from here we can click Reserved, 2D Casts, Hero Casts, and Hero A. Hero A has 3 folders, and you can expect to see these 3 folders for every single hero that is included with RPG developer BAKIN. The 4 Actions contains all of the different sprite sheets. We saw previews of all of these animations in the previous screen. Here's what each one of those looks like in its full sprite sheet form. You can get a closer look at the properties by selecting them in the center pane. 4 Layouts actually contains the resources that we want to select from. We have the face icon as well as the full body icon. If we click on 4 sprites, we can see that there are even more resources here, but these are resources that will be used as elements for animating over the main sprite that you choose, and you can kind of see how BAKIN categorizes and sorts this imagery for when you are ready to make your own. We have the open eyes for the different expressions, as well as the closed versions of the eyes for when the character needs to blink, and the mouths that correspond to those expressions, open and closed. We've also got a version of the character where he is carrying a weapon. So we'll just click the face icon for now, add and exit, and we can see that we will have the main character sprite as well as his profile image when we start our project. However, I'm going to go back and click normal for the asset amount and click next again to kind of show you what it looks like when you have more options to choose from. So back in the asset picker, we'll click on 2D casts and then hero casts, and now we can see that we have a ton of different 2D sprites from which to choose as our main character. So we can click on the white mage this time around. Take a look at some of her actions. She's got a flying kick, and I can recreate the scene from The Matrix where Trinity does her swan kick and bullet time and all that. Sorry, let's get out of here. We're going to add that and exit, and then we'll choose the corresponding face, which will actually be in images, textures, and then 2D casts, hero casts, and she is the white mage, then 4 layouts, and then we can choose her face icon or her whole body. I'll choose the face icon. She's really cute. We'll add and exit, and now we've got our character that we'll start with when we test play our game. But now it's time to show you how to change this once we are in the actual editor. So we'll just step through the rest of the wizard. I'll go ahead and add jump to my project, and we will start editing the game. All right, we've got our project open, and we can see our default character is now on our map, but I'd like to change her graphics. So we're going to go to Game Definition. Game Definition opens up a menu where Start Settings is up by default, and it's here we can see our main cast. That's the singular party member that we will start with when we test play our game. We can add accompanied members here simply by clicking the add button, but I just want to change this character, and so we can click on the what looks like a text box that says hero. That's actually going to take us to the asset picker, and it's from here we can click on any of these characters that are already in this folder. So we are already exactly in the correct subfolder. I'll just double click on Demon Knight, and now Demon Knight gets chosen. We'll hit apply and OK, and see that now the Demon Knight is on our map. And I'll test play, and yep, he's looking awesome. All right, that's it. This was just a bite-sized tutorial showing you how you can change your graphics using the asset picker for your main cast. We're going to go over how to import your own custom graphics next. Stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.